What's up guys, it's Will here, back again, and today we're here to review the Gametoys Cloud Strife First Class Soldier 1/6 scale figure. As a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, this is a figure that I've been patiently awaiting for quite a while now. Let's hope it delivers. I picked up this figure from 1/6 Kit, so if you're looking for one, please navigate to the link in the description below and use my code WillFox for $10 off of your order. But before we unbox this thing, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell down below so you don't miss anything from the world of collecting. That said, let's get into it. Alright guys, so first things first, I always love showing you guys the figure first because that's really what you're here to see. So out of the box, this head sculpt is not actually on the figure. And the reason for that being because this figure does not actually come with a head sculpt. You have to use the Advent Children secondary head sculpt from the deluxe version with Fenrir, Cloud's bike, to apply onto this body, or you have to go buy one from someone who has this head sculpt already who doesn't need it. So you can't actually buy this First Class Soldier Cloud with a head sculpt. There is not a version available for that. It's a body set. You'll see the jointed arms on the body right now. I am going to apply the silicone arms from Gametoys in a sec here. I did buy those separately from 1/6 Kit. I bought the body and the silicone arms as a total order, but two separate purchases. I am huge on not having visible joints on my figures. I love going for the ultimate sense of realism, and that obviously detracts from that. Nonetheless, this figure is absolutely awesome. The hairpiece that you're seeing on this figure does actually come with the body set. So the Advent Children head sculpt has multiple hairpieces, and this is actually not one of them. This comes with the First Class Soldier look, and then you just pop it on there magnetically. It locks right in. It's perfectly sound and safe, and it looks great. Obviously, there's two shoulder pads that are different than Cloud's traditional Remake armor, and you also have no gauntlets. On Cloud's original Remake figure, you can see the gauntlets are a little bit different. There's one that slides up the forearm here, and there's another one on this side with cloth under the gauntlet that actually conceals a bit of the forearm there. So let's take the jointed arms off and put the seamless arms on because I am just dying to do that. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Cloud Strife First Class figure here that has jumped right off your PlayStation 5 and TV screen into your collection. This looks absolutely incredible. Look at what the seamless arms do for this figure. They add so much more realism to the figure, so much more authenticity. It just makes it absolutely incredible. Sure, you have the jointed set if you want to do some more dynamic poses, because these are seamless joints and you do want to be careful with them. If you're going to pose Cloud dynamically, you should probably use the jointed arms, because otherwise you might experience some tearing over time if you subject the arms to too much dynamic posing. I've heard varying reports from collectors about the quality of these silicone arms. I've had really great experiences so far with Gametoys. I've not experienced any tearing thus far, but again, I don't pose most of my figures with silicone arms or bodies in general all that dynamically. So you're gonna have to use your own best judgment and discretion and then decide what's best for you. All I can say is that these silicone arms will absolutely be on my Cloud figure. The head sculpt is a 10 out of 10. The silicone arms are great. I love this First Class Soldier look. I actually wish Cloud had this look more often in the game. This is by far not his definitive look, probably his least definitive look besides maybe in a dress, but I do love how it looks on him, and I can't say that I'm not impressed here. So what you can see are Cloud's included interchangeable hands. You have a couple of fisted hands, closed fisted hands, you have the relaxed hands, and you actually have a set of gripping hands. So one for each side for all three sets. And you can have Cloud gripping the Buster Sword with both hands on one hand, left hand, right hand, whatever you prefer. But there's a lot of detail in these hands. They're great, a lot of different display options. That's really all you're gonna need, the three sets. I think that's plenty here. So yeah, very happy with the details here. Let's keep moving. So as Gametoys always does, they give you a bunch of interchangeable materia. These actually peg into the back of the Buster Sword. There's two little holes there that you can peg in the materia. The little clear plastic thing in the middle here is actually the remover. So when you put in a materia and you want to move it out, you actually just push it out with that plastic clear piece. And this is actually a piece that goes on the back of Cloud's back. It's covering the sword holder. So you just pull that off and then you install the little green piece, which I'm going to show you in a sec, to hold Cloud's sword on his back, which is a pose I'm definitely going to be inclined towards. So here's the materia. As you can see, a bunch of different colors, bunch of different materials. You can plug these into the Buster Sword. Really cool. Nothing crazy, but it's good. And last but certainly not least, you have Cloud's Buster Sword. You can see, as I mentioned, I've slotted in the materia here. This left piece on the back, the green piece, is actually what pegs in to hold Cloud's sword on his back, and I've pegged in a red slot of materia as well. You can see with the Buster Sword, there's a lot of intricacies in the weathering and the scratching and the detail. The paint applications are fantastic. You can see the contrast between the light silver and the darker gray. It is awesome. The details are very similar to other iterations of the Buster Sword coming from Gametoys. Almost identical, if not identical, but very, very good here. And overall, this Buster Sword, I'm glad they included it instead of saying, hey, you had to have the other Cloud to get this. I'm glad that they put this in the box, considering they didn't actually include a head sculpt. As long as the Buster Sword's there, that's a step in the right direction. So yeah, let's keep moving and let's take a look at the figure itself. Let's keep moving and actually compare this Cloud figure to other iterations from Gametoys. All right, guys, so now we're going to compare the 3 Gametoys Cloud Strife figures that have been released thus far. On the very far left, you'll see Advent Children. In the middle, you'll see FF7 Rebirth, First Class. And then on the very far right, you'll see FF7 Remake, the definitive iconic Cloud Strife look. You can see some subtle and some not so subtle differences between these 3 figures. I would say most importantly, the armor and the suit underneath. The color of the suit is different on every version. You can see more navy blue on FF Remake. First Class is like a black. Advent Children, a lighter blue. You'll also see here that the armor is different. So Cloud's shoulder armor differs from each iteration. You can see with the Advent Children on the far left, he has the Fenrir logo and of course the 1 shoulder plate. First Class, he has 2 shoulder plates, and then Cloud's definitive look on the far right, 1 shoulder plate. The Advent Children Cloud has a fully seamless upper torso, so that's going to be different from the other 2 where they have seamless arms but not a fully seamless upper torso. First Class you can see here on the left and FF7 Remake on the right. These are going to be the 2 figures most people are going to decide between. I think First Class is a better figure, but FF7 Remake is more iconic. The Advent Children Cloud, you kind of need to make this First Class Cloud work. It's the same head sculpt, the skin tones are exactly the same on Advent Children and First Class, whereas the skin tones are different on the Remake version compared to First Class and Advent Children. I do think Advent Children and First Class, the skin tone is more accurate to Cloud. He's pretty pale, this is what he looks like. And you can see here with FF7 Remake, he has a little bit more of a tan to him. I think First Class is a better produced figure, but FF7 Remake is more iconic. So that's the decision you're gonna have to make. If I had to choose, I would go FF7 Remake, but First Class is better. Gametoys Cloud Strife First Class is not an integral figure to most collections. The reason for that is that this is not Cloud's definitive look. For fans of Remake and Rebirth, you likely will go with the original, albeit inferior Gametoys Cloud Strife Remake figure, or hope Gametoys announces a Rebirth version in the near future. If your goal is to wait for the definitive Rebirth version, you may be waiting a while. Gametoys is often pretty slow. But for around $200 shipped, this Cloud Strife figure is absolutely awesome. Gametoys never disappoints, and to have continually set a seemingly unattainable quality bar for all third-party companies moving forward, it's pretty remarkable. Every Gametoys figure is better than the last. These figures feel Hot Toys or in-art quality, and that's pretty remarkable considering they're unlicensed. I wish this figure was more easily obtainable. It requires you either own the Advent Children Cloud or purchase one of its head sculpts secondhand. The barrier to entry is a bit annoying for collectors who don't want every iteration of Cloud, but I can't deny this figure's quality. He's incredible quality, and the fact that you swap seamless with visibly jointed arms depending upon the pose you're going for is awesome versatility to have as a collector. I wish Hot Toys would do that more often. Accessories are minimal, but as long as Cloud has his Buster Sword and some materia, we're good. All things considered, the quality of this figure is remarkable, and while it's not definitive, it is exceptionally made. Gametoys Cloud Strife First Class gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you're notified anytime something cool goes live here. I'll see you in the next video.